Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, Bog Walk succumbs to gunshot wounds at hospital. Police and a political representative have confirmed that a man who was shot 7 times last month in Tiki Tiki near Cooleyville in northeast Manchester has succumbed at hospital. The man, identified as Oliver Hall, 53, otherwise called the Bag of Gold, died at hospital Tuesday night, 3 weeks after he was attacked by a gunman in his community. A police report said on December 16, about 3 p.m., Hall was in the community near his residence when a gunman attacked him and opened gunfire. He was rushed to hospital and underwent emergency surgery. Councillor Omar Miller of the Jamaica Labour Party Cricket Division said Hall spoke to him at hospital shortly after a rumor spread about Hall's death immediately after the shooting. He got 7 shots and was in the hospital, and so when the news got out first that he had passed, the community went into mourning, but shortly after I received a call from an unknown number, and it was the same individual who got a shot, and he said that he was in the hospital and he was stable, but he was ensuring the public that they don't have a second attack on him, so he advised to send that message out, Miller said at a funeral in Cricket on Thursday. We had a good discussion, and I went to the hospital as one of the few persons who visited him, and I said to him, man, for one to receive 7 shots and to be alive, you have to give God thanks, added Miller. Hall reportedly recounted the gun attack to the politician. He was telling me that when the shooter fired several rounds at him, he started to run. The guy chased him down. When the gunman stood over him and he squeezed the trigger for the last one, he shifted his head. So when he shifted his head, the bullet lodged in the upper part of his neck, said Miller. He was saying he was such a lucky fellow, and we were joking about it. And he said, Mr. Miller, skill me skill. I got another call a day ago that the message went out that he died, and I said, maybe he is tricking the crowd again, but when I called the number, I realized it rang without answer. Prosecutors seek death penalty in Gayle murder case. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty in the murder case against Travis Ellis, the man accused of killing retired journalist Gayle. During the hearing in the Home Circuit Court in Kingston on Friday, Justice Lorna Shelley Williams ordered that Ellis be remanded in custody until May 26. The accused is to be transferred from the Central Village lockup in St. Catherine to the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center in Kingston, where he is to undergo a psychiatric evaluation. In presenting their case, the prosecution argues that the murder was committed in furtherance of robbery. The prosecution also says the case file is not yet complete, as several documents are outstanding, including the scene of crime statement, arresting officer's statement, and the video recording from the scene of the crime. Gayle was found dead at her home in the gated community of Cayman's Country Club Estate in St. Catherine on December 17. Her body had multiple stab wounds and a gash to her face. Her motor vehicle, which was stolen, was found a day later in bushes, close to where Ellis was reportedly held hiding in bushes. Man found bludgeoned to death in his bed in Bog Walk. A 50-year-old man was found bludgeoned to death at his home in Bog Walk, St. Catherine, on Thursday night. The deceased is Orville Williams, a laborer of Swamp Lane, Bog Walk. About 8:45 p.m., the Bog Walk police received the information from a relative who reportedly went to the home of the deceased and found it ransacked with Williams's lifeless body inside. On arrival, the police found Williams's body in a seated position on his bed with bruises to the head and upper body. His feet were bound and the blood was coming from his head and nose. Williams was pronounced dead at the Linstead Hospital. The Linstead Criminal Investigations Branch has launched a probe into the matter. Crackdown on crime in St. Mary continues with another major police military operation. A police military operation is underway in St. Mary as law enforcement officers intensify efforts to suppress the crime in the parish. Today's operation is focused on Baileysville and its environs. Acting Superintendent of Police for the St. Mary Division, Anthony Wallace, says that the operation is aimed at targeting crime hotspots to apprehend wanted individuals, recover illegal firearms and ammunition, and arrest those involved in lottery scamming. This initiative is a multi-agency effort involving over 100 officers from the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defensive Force, Wallace pointed out. The Area 2 Fugitive Apprehension Team, the Public Safety and the Traffic Enforcement Branch, the K9 Specialized Operations, the National Intelligence Bureau, and the Criminal Investigations Branch are the specialized GCF units participating in the operation. Wallace emphasized that this operation is part of our vision to eliminate all criminal activity in St. Mary from 2025 onwards. It represents our unwavering commitment to fostering safer communities and restoring public confidence. Wallace said that residents are encouraged to cooperate with law enforcement officers during the operation and report any suspicious activities to the police. The JCF assures the public that this ongoing campaign against the criminal elements underscores its dedication to securing the safety and well-being of all citizens, he concluded. Education Ministry investigating salary issues affecting staff at Bethel Primary. The Ministry of Education says it is investigating the issues affecting payroll processing for auxiliary staff at Bethel Primary School in Hopewell, Hanover. In a news report, staff at the bursar-paid school lamented the discrepancies with their salary payments since the Education Ministry assumed the responsibility for paying certain categories of staff in April last year. According to staff, they have been seeing incorrect payments, missing overtime pay, unpaid allowances, and unpaid statutory deductions, with some cases showing deductions taken but not being paid over to agencies. But in a statement, the ministry said it understands the frustration of staff at the Hanover-based school and is working to address the concerns promptly and effectively. We understand and regret the impact these delays have on our staff and are committed to resolving them, the ministry's permanent secretary, Dr. Kassan Troop, stated. She noted that the ministry is transitioning to the government-initiated system, MyHR Plus, a new platform that will allow for electronic HR processing, eliminating the need to transport physical files across the country and allowing the remote claims submission, which ensures a faster and more accurate processing of payments. Full migration to MyHR Plus is expected by March 2025. Troop outlined that almost 17,500 teachers and over 8,000 non-academic staff and the ministry staff members have already been onboarded to the system. We are the largest users of the system in the government, and as we transition to this new process, challenges may arise. However, we are resolved to address these forthwith, she said. We appreciate the patience of affected staff as we work to ensure timely and accurate payments. The ministry remains committed to resolving these issues and enhancing the payroll process for all employees. JTA threatens a court action over forced retirement of teachers. President-elect of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Mark Malabver, is crying foul, claiming teachers are being forced into retirement before the time stipulated under law. He insisted that, based on the law, teachers are to officially retire at age 65 but are being pushed to retire earlier. According to Malabver, the JTA will be taking the matter to court by the end of January if the government doesn't yield. Based on their interpretation, they are sending off persons on retirement when they have not yet reached the age of 65. Based on the schedule of the Act, as of July 2023, the age of retirement should be 65. The government has not honored that, and as such, we are looking to file an injunction against the government and take the matter to court, seeking a judicial review, having had discussions with the Ministry of Education, Malabver told the news. Malaver explained that based on interaction with the GTA members, the teachers feel they are being slighted. One of the things that has been happening is that teachers would have made plans in terms of mortgages, car payments, everyday living. Several of them would have been impacted negatively. It is really having an adverse effect on some of our members, and for us, our position is that if members want to go on early retirement, the facility is there, but they must not be forced to go off on early retirement. It is their choice and their choice alone. Based on the schedule that we are seeing in the pension regulations, after March 2023, teachers should be going off at age 65. We don't know how it is that the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Finance Services Commission have interpreted it that way, he said, adding that he doesn't understand why, at a time when the public education system is short of teachers, the government would be forcing some into retirement. He suggested that the teachers should be allowed to decide whether or not they want to go off on early retirement. After that, we can treat with that if they want to return to the system. As it is now, we believe that our members are being treated in an unjust manner. He argued that, based on the recent court ruling confirming that Paula Llewellyn is still Director of Public Prosecutions, there should not be such a push to retire teachers before they reach the age of 65. The ruling in respect to Paula Llewellyn, given that ruling, it is clear-cut. We are saying, based on where we are, that this is our position, added Malaver. When asked how many teachers are affected, current JTA President Mark Smith said he doesn't have the exact numbers, but about 30 teachers have reached out to us for assistance in navigating the situation. In response to the development, Minister of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, Dana Morris Dixon, told the news that the matter has been referred to the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. Pension-related matters fall under the purview of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. The Financial Secretary has informed that the Ministry of Finance will be scheduling a meeting with the JTA to discuss this matter in very short order, she said. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.